From dropping an insane triple-double against the Lakers twice in a row, to pulling up with some juicy details on how he plans to demolish the team again, here's the time Nikola Jokic went superhuman and dominated LeBron James. Jokic had all our jaws dropping when the Nuggets faced off against the Lakers. He showed everybody why he's the boss when the Nuggets faced off against the Lakers in Game 1 of their Western Conference Finals. While players from both teams dropped double digits that night, it was clear that Nikola was playing at a level above everyone else. He dominated the entire game and decided the pace at every turn. There wasn't a player on the court that didn't have their attention turned toward Jokic at all times. He managed to secure his 6th triple-double of the playoffs, and that too in remarkable fashion. He dropped bucket after bucket, and it didn't look like he would miss a single one. Jokic managed to get an insanely high 21 rebounds. In fact, there was a point in the game during the first half when Jokic had more rebounds than the entire Lakers team combined. Also, we can't forget about the 14 assists that he managed to get as he set up each and every member of his team more than once. It was a truly sensational performance and not something any of us will forget about anytime soon. What made this win even more special was the fact that this was the first time the Nuggets had beaten the Lakers in the conference finals. This man's really out here shattering records and making history like it's nothing. His teammate had a few things to say about his performance as well. The last time the Nuggets faced off against the Lakers, Caldwell Pope was playing for Los Angeles. Fast forward to their recent matchup, and he had a completely different story to tell. In his post-game interview, he praised Jokic was his insane ability to control the game and set the tempo for both teams. He talked about how Nikola was almost unstoppable that night, and it didn't look like anyone could even come close to rival his performance on the court. Even James and Davis couldn't get one over him. The Nuggets player joked about how the only thing that LeBron was better at than Jokic that night was the fact that he could jump higher.
I feel like the only difference is that Bron can jump higher than Jokic. I think that's the only difference that I could see.
Later on, when Nikola heard about this, he joked about it as well and talked about how happy he was to have been compared to one of the best players ever. Think about it. Even though Davis dropped 40 points that game, he couldn't come close to Jokic and his demeanor on the court. Like I said before, while there were plenty of players dropping double digits, Nikola just did it better. Jokic also talked about how both he and James affect the game in different ways. While Jokic was focusing on unleashing the monster within, James was more focused on setting his teammates up to score. Regardless, it was a pretty epic performance from the Serbian, which begs the question, what was the game itself like? Jokic racked up points on the scoreboard, helping the Nuggets edge out the first game in the series, leaving them with a 1-0 advantage over the Lakers. LeBron managed to drop 26 points with Austin Reeves following close behind with 23. Anthony Davis stepped up big time, dropping 40 points to help the Lakers stay close to the Nuggets, though it just wasn't enough to help them smash out a win. It was a close-fought matchup, with both sides trying their hardest to outdo the other. At the end of the day, it was clear that the Nuggets just had a much better game plan than the Lakers. There were moments during the game when it looked like the Lakers might be able to catch up on the scoreboard, though it didn't end up happening. There was a point in the game when Austin Reeves drained a three-pointer, putting the Lakers just 3 points behind, and another when LeBron drained both of his free throws, once again bringing the Lakers one step closer to overtake the Nuggets on the scoreboard. Still, as hard as they tried, they weren't able to do much of anything. During a post-game interview, LeBron talked about the whole thing. He mentioned how the Lakers had basically gotten punched in the mouth, and the Nuggets had set the tone during the first 24 minutes of the game.
We got to start from the tip-off, and they punched us in the mouth to start. I think they had more offensive rebounds than we had total rebounds.
The game was pretty much wrapped up after that, which makes you wonder, how is Game 2 expected to go? While Nikola showed some insane theatrics in Game 1, a lot of fans are wondering whether he can repeat his performance the next time these two teams meet. As things stand right now, Jokic seems to be in supreme form, and it doesn't look like he'll be slowing down anytime soon. The Nuggets are the top seed in the playoffs, with a record of 7-0. They're also 41-7 overall, which makes them the best performing performing team in the league right now. Nikola came out and shared his plans for the next few games and mentioned how they're going to try and avoid ending up like the Warriors, who dropped a dub in their first playoff game and then proceeded to lose their next 6 games. That means that he'll need to keep his team motivated and make sure they don't get too cocky. While they may have dominated the offense this time around, Davis, James, and Reeves all managed to drop double digits. This shows how their defense is clearly lacking and that they're going to need to go back to the drawing board on that one. The closest that the Nuggets have ever come to eliminating the Lakers was back in 1979, when they won the first of the 3-game series, before losing the next 2 games. Unless they want a repeat of that, they're going to have to bring something new to the table. Hopefully, with Nikola looking like a god on the court, they'll be able to knock the Lakers out without too many problems. It kind of makes you wonder, what else has Nikola achieved throughout his career? Well, Jokic has managed to win almost every award possible, except for an NBA ring. Though, with the way things are looking right now, he'll probably end up taking home the title this year. Out of the last 3 seasons, this dude has managed to win 2 consecutive MVP awards.
23 Irvin Magic Johnson Western Conference Finals Most Valuable Player Award goes to Nikola Jokic.
Joel Embiid beat him to the title this time around, though there's no questioning the fact that he's clearly the best player in the playoffs right now. As things stand, he's also the first player in NBA postseason history to have 4 consecutive 20-point triple-doubles. It's times like these when you wonder whether there's even a team out there that stands a chance of stopping this man. He managed to dominate the Lakers twice in a row, both times with him landing triple-doubles and scoring bucket after bucket with ease. He's like a combination of some of the best players in history, such as Larry Bird, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and LeBron James, all rolled into one. It's pretty hard to even imagine stopping someone like that. He's also been shooting 54% from the field, making him one of the few centers in NBA history who are just as threatening as a point or shooting guard. The man just can't miss. Which brings me to the final question. What else can you expect from Jokic on the road to the title? Now that he's shown that he's got what it takes to lead the Nuggets to glory, fans are going to be expecting big things from the Serbian. He's going to need to step up big time and make sure that the Lakers have no chance of coming out on top. While he may have been phenomenal the last time these 2 teams met, there's still a chance something goes wrong in Game 3. To make sure that the Nuggets stay on top, they're going to need to have a few backup plans in place. From the looks of things, they handled themselves pretty well this time around. Even though the Lakers were hot on their trail throughout the first 48 minutes, they managed to hold them off without much trouble. For every bucket that LeBron threw down, Nikola had 2 more in the tank to balance things out. Honestly, it kind of looked like he had it out for the Lakers this time around, so it'll be interesting to see what he can come up with in the next few games. It's clear that the guy's coming for them, and he won't stop until he gets his first ring. If you ask me, it's been a long time coming. Until that happens, sit tight. So, from pulling up with some juicy details on how he plans to demolish the Lakers again, to dropping an insane triple-double against the Lakers twice in a row, that was the time Nikola Jokic went superhuman and dominated LeBron James.